Okay, let's just dive right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we are going to unpack something absolutely fascinating. We're looking at a profound mystery that's kind of hidden right in plain sight, the schedule of daily prayers. If you observe or practice daily prayers, you already know they happen at highly specific moments. But have you ever actually stopped to ask, why exactly then? Today, we're going to look at a deeply structured analysis of this very question, and I promise you, the answer is just incredibly beautiful.
So here's the crucial question. Why aren't prayers just at random times of the day? I mean, why not just whenever we happen to have a free moment, right? We really have to ask ourselves, are these moments just arbitrary clock alerts, like a calendar reminder popping up on your phone? Or is there a hidden cosmic rhythm mapped out across the whole day that we are completely missing in our modern, super busy lives? To figure that out, we're turning to our source text for today. It's a really profound piece of writing known as the ninth word. Its core premise reveals that these daily markers, they aren't random at all. They are actually what the text calls wise turning points. They're strategically placed to hold up a mirror to our own life cycles. The text explains that every single prayer time reminds a person not just of their current day, but of their entire life cycle, the shifting of the seasons, and literally the massive, continuous transformations happening all across the universe. So let's look at this idea of non-random times, what we might call the cosmic clock. We really need to shift our perspective here. Let's step away from looking at these as just mere hours on a watch and start experiencing them as profound shifts in our environment and honestly our soul. The ninth word maps a single day perfectly onto an entire human lifespan. We start with the morning, which represents rebirth. Then we move into noon, the peak hustle of life. From there, we transition into the afternoon, symbolizing maturity and the descent of our energy. Then comes evening, a daily reminder of mortality. And finally, night, representing ultimate surrender. It is literally a complete journey from birth to death, lived out every 24 hours. Let's break each of these down. Let's start with the ascent, the upward climb of life during the morning and noon. We begin with fresh starts and expanding energy. Physically, the morning is a literal sunrise. You wake up from sleep and the world emerges from complete darkness into bright light. It's a physical rebirth. But spiritually, the ninth word tells us this moment represents human vulnerability. There's this concept of chutz, or human weakness. Think about it. You're waking up, blinking away sleep, suddenly realizing your total dependence on the universe. The morning prayer is placed exactly here to remind you that you are starting a brand new day entirely with the help of the Creator. You are basically acknowledging that vulnerability right at the starting line. Which brings us to a really powerful question. How are you starting the new day? Are you just rolling out of bed, grabbing a coffee, and letting the momentum of stress carry you forward? Or are you actually taking a moment at this exact turning point to set a spiritual intention? Because man, before you know it, you hit noon. Physically, the sun has peaked. This is the time of intense hustle. The workday is roaring, traffic is moving, you are surrounded by movement, tasks, and all the blessings of daily life. It is pure, chaotic energy. But let's look at the spiritual side. The noon prayer is placed exactly here, right at the peak of the rush. Why? Because hitting the brakes is absolutely most critical when you are moving the fastest. It forces a pause right in the middle of that intense rush to step back and actually remember the Creator who provided all those blessings in the first place. So this noon phase asks a pretty piercing question. Who are you forgetting in the rush? When your inbox is absolutely overflowing, when the kids are screaming, when the world demands literally everything from you, how easily do our spiritual priorities just get completely buried under midday stress? The prayer time is a scheduled intervention to pull you right out of the chaos. Then we move into the descent, the afternoon and evening, marking the silent passing of time. As the day continues, the energy definitely shifts. We mirror the natural shift toward the later stages of life. Physically, the afternoon sun begins to lower. The bright, blinding light of noon softens, and shadows begin to noticeably lengthen on the ground. Spiritually, the ninth word connects this lowering sun to our own aging. This time of day represents the period after youth. It symbolizes maturity and old age. It represents the quiet, often completely unnoticed evaporation of our time on Earth. It's a moment to realize that the day, and by extension, our life, is quietly, steadily slipping away. The afternoon quietly asks you, are you noticing the passage of time?
We are so often hyper-focused on getting to the next day, the next weekend, the next big milestone that we completely miss the fact that our youth and our days are actively pouring out of the hourglass. And then the evening arrives. Physically, the sun disappears entirely. The day officially ends and the sky darkens. Spiritually, this is perhaps the most profound turning point of all. The ninth word tells us that the evening prayer is a stark reminder of our mortality, a concept referred to as fanialic. Just as the day has definitively died, so too will we. A day has ended, exactly like a page of life permanently closing. It's just done.
And the question that hangs in the air at dusk is, what does mortality teach you? When you see the sun disappear and the day end, how does the temporary nature of your own existence actually change the way you value your time? It's meant to be a heavy, incredibly grounding realization.
Finally, we reach the night, surrendering to the dark and finding peace. The night prayer, or yatsu, is a call to surrender, which in the source text is called teslimiyat. Think about being totally enveloped by the dark of midnight. It isn't just an end, it's an active, comforting submission to a higher power. You are about to go to sleep, a state where you're entirely unconscious and, frankly, defenseless. The night prayer represents taking refuge and finding absolute peace in that darkness, trusting for sure that you are held by the universe's creator. It leaves us with this really gentle chronological question. Under whose protection are you entering the night? When you close your eyes and let go of all control over the physical world, who are you relying on for sanctuary? So that brings us to our daily conclusion, 5 deep awakening calls. This is where we synthesize all these incredible metaphors we've just explored. The ninth word shows us that these times are highly specific anchors for the human soul. Look at the rhythm we just walked through. Morning grounds us in starting anew. Noon pulls us back to remembering amid the chaos. Afternoon forces us to actually notice time passing. Evening makes us embrace our mortality. And night allows us to find sanctuary. So here is the practical takeaway, straight from the source text. Today, don't just look at the calendar or your watch when prayer time rolls around. Don't just see it as another task on your schedule. Think about what that specific time, that specific angle of the sun reminds you of regarding your own lifespan. Which leaves us with this final, beautiful thought to ponder. If we truly understand the cosmic clock mapping out our days, are the 5 daily prayers just rituals? Or are they in fact 5 deep awakening calls carefully placed throughout our day to ensure we never sleepwalk through our lives? I really hope this explainer of the ninth word has given you a completely new perspective on the rhythm of your day. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive, and as always, keep learning.